Hello everyone. Do you remember what happened yesterday? Grandma was doing very peculiar things after she'd taken George's medicine. She was swelling up and then she was fizzing back down again like a balloon where the air keeps coming and going. Okay, George is wondering what's going to happen next. He soon found out. Suddenly she began to grow. It was quite slow at first, just a very gradual itching upwards, up, inch by inch, getting taller and taller. About an inch, which is about 2 centimetres, every few seconds. And in the beginning, George didn't notice it. But when she'd passed the 5'6" mark and was going on to upwards to being 6 foot tall, George gave a jump and shouted, "Hey, Grandma, you're growing. You're going up." "Hang on, Grandma, you'd better stop now or you'll be hitting the ceiling." It was a truly fantastic sight. This ancient, scrawny old woman getting taller and taller and longer and thinner, as though she was a piece of elastic being pulled upwards by invisible hands. When the top of her head actually touched the ceiling, George thought she must be going to stop soon. And there's a picture of Grandma. Look at her, she's so tall. But she didn't. There was a sort of scrunching noise and bits of plaster and cement came raining down. "Hadn't you better stop now, Grandma?" George called. "But Daddy's just had this whole room repainted." But there was no stopping her now. Soon her head and shoulders had completely disappeared through the ceiling and she was still going. George dashed upstairs to his own bedroom and there she was, coming up through the floor, just like a mushroom. "Whoopee!" she shouted, finding her voice at last. "Ha ha! Here I come!" There she is, coming through George's bedroom floor. "Steady on, Grandma," George said. "With a hey, nonny no, and up we go," she shouted. "Just watch me grow." "This is my room," George said. "Look at the mess you're making." "Terrific medicine," she cried. "Give me some more." "She's as dotty as a donut," thought George. "Come on, boy, give me some more," she yelled. "Dish it out. I'm slowing down." George was still clutching the medicine bottle in one hand and the spoon in the other. "Oh, well," he thought, "why not?" And he poured out a second dose and popped it into her mouth. "Oh!" she screamed, and up she went again. Her feet were still on the floor downstairs in the living room, but her head was moving quickly towards the ceiling of the bedroom. "I'm on my way now, boy," she called down to George. "Just watch me go." "Well, that's the attic above you, Grandma," George called out. I'll keep out of there. It's full of bugs and boogles." Crash! The old woman's head went through the ceiling as though it was just like butter. George stood in his bedroom gazing at the shambles. There was a big hole in the floor and another in the ceiling, and sticking up like a post between the two was the middle part of Grandma. Her legs were in the room below. Her head was in the attic. "I'm still going!" came the old screechy voice from up above. "Give me another dose, my boy, and let's go through the roof." "No, Grandma, no," George called back. "You're busting up the whole house." "To heck with the house," she shouted. "I want some fresh air. I haven't been outside for 20 years. By golly, she is going through the roof, George told himself. And he ran downstairs and he rushed out of the back door into the yard. It would be simply awful, he thought, if she bashed up the roof as well. His father would be furious, and he, George, would get the blame. He had made the medicine, and he had given her too much. "Don't come through the roof, Grandma," he prayed. "Please don't." I've got two pictures to show you. First of all, there's the one of Grandma's middle in George's bedroom. And there's a picture of George looking up, hoping that Grandma doesn't come through the roof. Can you imagine what your mum or dad would say? Right, now we're going to stop there. The next chapter's called The Brown Hen. So we'll find out what happens tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Take care. Bye.